Oh, tired, folks. I'm tired. Got me a little bear barley from Brook Laddie. Got me a little hat in my hotel room. Gonna have a little drink before nights. Where's my pop-up chat? There it is. So what does anybody know about now? Hard on your endocrine system. I think I said that right. Throws your cat off. Especially people that do long-term night shifts. Everybody hear me out there? I don't know who's watching, but this is a nice whiskey. Tried to read some articles of whiskey while we're waiting for certain things to come around. One of them is an article on sherry casks. Decided to do a little bit more reading. Used to like reading. I still never do it enough now. Oh, this is good. Well, it's raining outside now. It didn't rain last night, but it's raining. That might slow the day shift crew down. Although there's not that many guys there. This is good stuff. So bear barley is a special, specific type of barley. Good morning, bourbon shenanigans. Thought I'd do a few lives while I'm working night shifts. I might get shifted to what they call a split shift, which is not going to be my favorite thing either. Breakfast time. I'm trying to see what I get off of this. I opened it up probably 2 months ago, over 2 months ago. Go Habs, morning or evening for me as it is. Yeah. Is Britain's oldest strain of cultivated cereal, and its origins in the distant mist of time are still unclear. It was brought to the Hebridean Isles by Norse invaders in the 8th century. What I know about this, it's very choppy. Wonder if it connected to the wrong. Let me fix that. Yeah, it did. It might take a minute. A minute. We'll see. Hello, Jason. I hope that the signal's better now. I'm having a morning or a night shift dram because technically this is my night. I went and did my laundry, washed my coveralls and some things. And for you guys, this would be a breakfast dram if you wanted to join me. It's the Bear Barley, 2008. It's kind of crazy where we are. We've been getting actually from Adam, the master or head distiller, but we got a whole bunch of releases at Edmonton that are night shift lips going here. That are Jim McEwen releases coming from some areas where they didn't sell, I guess. Mm. Mm. Yeah, we're waiting for a Jason Whiskey Wise live stream. Or maybe he wants to do a collaboration. Man, that is 50% ABV. I should dilute it. But the area I am in Saskatchewan, I don't know. No, I don't think this is it. He has to tell me what is a good time and he needs to get set up. So he's more than welcome to join. I'd have to send him a link. The water here, what I was about to say is that the water here it's the hardest water you'll probably find around. It's amazing. Bourbon Shenanigans, am I choppy now? Things are better. It automatically just linked to the hotel Wi-Fi, which is never very good. I hope that TV's not playing in there and making a noise. So do you guys read anything about whiskey? Do you have specific people that you prefer to read from, people that you trust? I get the Unfiltered magazine, which a lot of times I don't read anything. This will be my second attempt to read Charles McLean's book. And I've been getting some articles. Thank you, Bourbon Shenanigans. I'm glad I'm looking good now. Ruben Loyten, Belgium. It's called whiskeynotes.be. They don't drink whiskey. I drink whiskey. I don't read it. Very good point. Go Habs. Whiskey Yearbook 2017. Yes, I need to get that. They always have it at the liquor store. I have a 2012. That's the one that just lists all the distilleries and distinct information and so on. Right? I believe Roy mentioned him in one of his live streams, that he met the author and they met Ralphie at the same time. So, yeah, I like that book. There's a few, and they're people tout the author, but the author is any single one of us could have done what he's done. All he did was list bottles of whiskey and maybe his notes on it. It's not like he actually wrote anything special. Blogs and bottle labels. Any specific whiskey bloggers you use, Go Habs? Ruben seemed to rate every eye. Hey, Josh, how you doing? I don't think I've met you before, or maybe I have. I find that Ruben seemed to rate every whiskey 3 out of 5, except for the uber rare 50. Yeah, you might be right. He's got an article here, Sherry Cask in the Whiskey Industry. And I think it's more of an educational thing, what they were and what they're not. And I believe he does whiskey tastings of some sort, whether it's only in Belgium, I don't know. Cheers from Sweden. How you doing? Nice to meet you, Whiskey Pilgrim. This is the article I was going to read. I printed it out at work to read because I don't like people standing over my shoulder on the computer. A lot more freedom on nights, I'll give you that, to do certain things except drink whiskey. I found what I've read so far of the article quite interesting, but I haven't read it through enough to make any comments about it. But Ruben, I've never looked at any of his ratings either, Josh, so maybe you're right. Anybody having any whiskey right now? I know that Go Habs and Bourbon Shenanigans may be at work. And Jason, you're traveling right now. Is that true? What did you say here? Another minute. just going north of London. Yeah, you're traveling. I like this whiskey. I wish I could tell you more. I'm not a real high-end taster, especially after a 10-hour night shift. Yesterday's dram got a lot of cinnamon. I didn't get any of that here. Maybe my nose is plugged from work. My taste buds are working good though, but this is also 50% ABV. It's not peated, but there's a little smoky something or other to it. I wouldn't say a peat smoke, just kind of something smoke. Spicy, there's a certain, but that could be just because of the higher ABV. Anybody here came in and didn't see this is what I'm drinking? Ooh. Oh, the label's still moving a bit. I'm quite fond of this, actually. I believe I have an older one of these at home, too. It might not be from the same estate. Highly grown Dunlosset estate. It may be a little different. Anybody here, out of the few of you watching, the whole 4 of you, do night shifts? And if so, how do you finish your night shift off other than going straight to bed? Which is okay. I can go straight to bed, but then you wake up so early and you get so much to do while you're sitting around waiting to go to work again in a little farm town. It's midnight in New Zealand, digging into some Gordon MacPhail, Aberfield, Clynelish, and finishing up with a Kalila. You're at work. What do you do for work, Bourbon Shenanigans? Or the 5th Scotch for Dummy guy? You mentioned Clynelish. Did anybody watch Ralphie's last review on the Distiller's Edition Clynelish, which I only partially watched it? I need to watch the rest of it because I own that very bottle. I was working for 2 months in a different area, and it's an interesting little event or I don't know what you want to call it. The provincial liquor store, the SLGA, sells it for $122 Canadian. And then the private liquor store sells it for $2.99 in the same city. And then where I live, you can buy it for $95. Drinking coffee. Hey, Eric Wade, how you doing, man? A bit too early for whiskey for me. Really? Because if I had a coffee right now, I would be putting some bourbon cream that I have at home. Actually, is really good. Or I buy 40 Creek cream, which is a 40 Creek Canadian whiskey. But they make it cream. They use real farmer's cream, not a bunch of sugar and glucose and whatever they want to call it to make it look like cream. It's very nice stuff. Although I think I'm a bigger fan of the bourbon cream this time. That would be in my coffee. Coffee and bourbon cornbread. Bourbon cornbread, yes. I think Eric Waite made that one day. Yes. Thanks for the reminder. Go Habs. Well, then don't go to the job drinking or reeking of booze. Just drink the booze. Call and say, hey, I'm too busy right now organizing my next trip to the motherland, Scotland. Am I the only one not seeing this? I don't know, Amy, are you? It just jumped from 4 to 8 as soon as Amy came on, so I'm not sure what that means. I'm working night shifts right now, Amy. So This is my night, and I'm having a wee little nightcap dram and watching a little bit of the stupid television, which it is nowadays stupid. And I'm into a Brook Laddie. You can tell George, wake up. I'm drinking some Brook Laddies, which I know George is fond of too. What is it with Brook Laddie and always having a little sediment on the bottom of their drams? Even the old ones. Following Amy. Everybody's following Amy, or you follow Amy? I wonder what kind of Amy YouTube show we would have. I worked a graveyard shift 10 to 6 for almost 20 years. Yeah. My brother is a retired prison guard, Eric, and he worked graveyard shifts back and forth for probably 20, I'd say 20 years, maybe 25. He's retired now. Oh, I got to check him up, but he was selling off everything. I saw him having a big yard sale. Everybody followed Amy, and yes. Well, there's another 9 viewers now. I should start doing early morning stuff, but and he's been working for 3 hours already. Well, I worked for 10 hours already, and I'm here. So the graveyard shift 42 years. Yeah. Graveyard at the post office. That's something. Although you mentioned the post office, and that makes me think of Julia, who's still trying to recover from her concussion. Yeah, 50% ABV. You know what? I'm going to grab my bottle of water. Oh, you got to buy bottled water in this neighborhood. This area has the water literally is yellow when it comes out of the tap. It's completely drinkable. The plant I'm working on is a potash mine, and it's the only place where you don't have to wear a dust mask or anything. It's a dusty place, but the potash, your body just absorbs it and gets rid of it. They say it's different, but technically it's a salt mine. Little more. This will help me sleep. Yeah, you always have a beer. Many cultures have a beer miner, right? So I'm going to put a drop. Too bad this is natural spring water. Well, that's good. Natural spring water, and it's got its own little dropper on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's close enough. Good stuff. You need to close it and join back in. It's what I had to do. What did you had to close, Daniel? I need to head off and get a few bits done before getting back home. We'll talk later, Jason. This is pretty much the time for me. I can adjust for you. If you wanted to do a live, we can do a live on Instagram, and then we can do a live on YouTube, or vice versa. So just keep in touch, buddy. Yellow water. Yeah, that's a little bit different. Go Habs. No, this is mineral salts. I'll show you guys. I'll show you. Hold on a second. Where's the clear glass? Just let it run for a while. You watch, it'll be clear this time because everybody's been doing that. Yeah. It's get back on screen here. Sorry. You get into the shower and go to work there, buddy. Just popped in to say hi, and I'm glad you did. I appreciate that. Everybody's just showing up. Everybody in the morning's going to work, and all the night shift guys are having showers. So my attempt to show you yellow water is broken up. Anyway, so What is everybody up to? The 9 lovely people that have come to see what I'm doing online so early in the morning. I'm going to read this interesting article after here about sherry casks, old style versus new style. From the guys I know that have read it, they've said some pretty good things here. It says sherry cask today, tailor-made seasoned casks is one of the headings. You recall an alcoholic this weekend because I watch these videos and take part in the. Well, was it somebody that knew you that called you an alcoholic or just a complete stranger? Hey, George. My morning dram is a Bear Barley 2008, which is from the new guy, Adam Hennett from Brookladdy. And it's good, 50% ABV, although I just put a few drops of water in this one here to see what happens. I get some cinnamon on it now. Some floral. It certainly does help with the nose. 50% ABV. My nose is a little plugged from work in the dusty plant, but it's not so bad. I get more off it now. Cinnamon. It's really got a drying effect. I don't think it would be Amy. I don't think so. I think if you had an Amy show, it would probably be, I don't know. Depends what you wanted to do. You gotta figure it out. I've been thinking about it too. I mean, this has only been 3 months that I've been doing this, maybe 4. And I'm still figuring out how to do this whiskey thing and not be the same as all the other guys and yet not be absurdly different. So you opened it up a few weeks ago on vacation, George. So how long is it? It's only been open a few weeks. This one's been opened, I'd say 3 months. I'm pretty sure. I know I opened it before I went to Moose Jaw. Would I? Yeah, you know what? I would recommend buying a bottle of Signet. I liked it. Now, of course, I was at that whiskey tasting. It was a semi-private tasting there at the hotel. I've talked a couple times there with Whiskey Brian or Bry Simpson. I don't know if he really enjoyed me having a live camera there, but he didn't have time to talk to me, know who I was, or confer with his employer, lnng. A little different than when Swami does his lives because it's actually him and the other guy that owns the barber shop or whatever their connection is. They're the ones that are arranging the tastings in the first place, right? So we'll see how it works. There was nothing done or said that would hurt them at all anyway. I like Glenmorangie. I do tend to lean towards some wine finishes, which tend to be something common with that. Would you buy the Signet purely to drink? You're not looking to invest it, right, Go Habs? I have quite a few Glenmorangie, and actually I have 3 bottles of just the regular Glenmorangie 10-year-old. And it is my go-to whiskey when I'm in certain bars and so forth that have very little Scotch selection. And if they have that, I usually will pick it. One reason is I'm familiar with it. 2, it's never disappointed me, even if it's been open for a long time in the bar. So when Malta de Montreal calls it Glenmorangie, maybe that's so. It's predictable for that type, but the Signet, I've never. I do not believe I have ever tried the original Signets. So, I'd go with a Signet, not JW Blue. No. Yeah, I think there's less marketing to us about the Signet than there is with JW Blue. Signet is worth it, yes. Very unique with the way they shut the distillery down for 1 week to burn the malt. I agree with Josh, right? Johnny Walker Blue, a bottle of Johnny Walker Platinum. Is Blue considered to be a higher end than the Platinum? I've never even looked at that stuff. It was on for like $50 off somewhere, and I bought it in Alberta at the liquor depots. They were doing a big sale to get rid of stuff because of whatever it was at that time. Yes, and I think Jason Whiskey Wise did too. Matter of fact, I think he sent me a picture of him and another guy. I don't even remember who they are. I recognize the faces, but they're both Glenmorangie guys. And they just won a trophy at the ICS Awards, right? Yeah, that is one thing you're paying for, right? That is a premium bottle. I mean, I didn't pick it up, but they handed around the cap, and the cap is it's a weighty. Somebody chucked that at you and hit you with it, you would know you got hit. So they've invested quite a bit into the bottle. By no means is it as expensive a bottle as, say, the Macallan fancy releases. You know, some of those bottles are reportedly worth almost $1,000 themselves, like the Macallan M and stuff. Which, I mean, people like if you're going to buy a bottle of something for thousands of dollars, yeah, it should be in something nice. But what do you do with an empty bottle after? Keep it as a decanter, I guess. My favorite bottle to keep as a decanter would be Harmony or Habiki. I have a Habiki 17-year-old. I've had the Harmony, and they're a great little bottle with all their little individual sides on them. I'd use one of those in a heartbeat, man. Right? Anyway, so I think Blue is 25 years old and the Platinum is 18 years old. Okay. George, and you know what? George got a good whiskey spreadsheet, actually. I saw it, and I might actually be using that spreadsheet to make my own. So I can tell the kind of work he's in if he knows enough to do that with Excel. I've worked with guys that have spreadsheets like that for matrices and for scheduling stuff at work. I keep looking over here at my phone, and I keep seeing some comments coming in on a little whiskey chat that I know of. Yeah, nothing worth reading to you guys. Oh, I'm going to be here for almost a month on night shift. I may end up on a split shift, meaning that who knows, start at noon and work. Oh, I don't want to do it. I'm going to find a different line of work here soon. Yeah, the Habiki, all of them do. They're all the same bottle, just different labels. Well, from what I've seen, I've got Habiki 17-year-old, a friend brought back from Japan for me, which I have not opened, and it's probably about 3 or 4 years old. Habiki. Yes, Josh. Are we saying it wrong? You don't have a key in New Zealand? Actually, I have a nice bottle from New Zealand. I had two. I drank one. Where is it? And it's from the New Zealand Whiskey Company, I think. Somebody found or was buying a distillery, and they were going through it and found a room full of unopened whiskey barrels. What do they call that? NZ, New Zealand. I had a 10 or 12-year-old. What was it? And the other one's a 23-year-old. New Zealand Doublewood is the first one I had, which I drank. That's a 10-year-old a buddy brought back. That was very nice, actually. And I have a 1988 collection, New Zealand. Loch Ness, how you doing, boss? How did your tour go? Whew. Smells like salt. 1988. Yep, the New Zealand Whiskey Company. This is 23 years old. I have not opened it yet. Maybe I will. 52.3% ABV. It's good stuff. That Doublewood, I think this Doublewood said that it was only a 10. Yeah, this one's only a 10. This is from a few years back. A buddy of mine was in New Zealand. You can see the 10 written on it right there. But I do believe there was a 12-year-old as well. I'm not sure. I forgot I have this. A North British Octave from Duncan Taylor. I miss all my whiskey when I'm away. I do have a few bottles here that I have hidden. 1988, I was young too, Amy, by about 30 years. I would have been 20 years old in 1988. George is into younger women. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Is that true, George? You robbed the cradle? So what else is going on here, folks? I have 5 participants and 8 viewers. So wonder what everybody else is doing. Watching and wondering, why is this guy drinking whiskey at 8 in the morning? Oh, yes, I would love to be 20 again as long as I knew what I know now. Other way around, Amy robbing a cradle. Same age as Julia and older than George. Well, I can't say Julia's age on air. But you're younger than me then, and I'm way older than George. Wow. My mother was 3 years older than my father, which he never let her forget. It was always funny. You're 1 year older than George. That doesn't even count. Ignorance is bliss. Yes. You're an old soul. Well, that's good morning, my bourbon journey. Never too early. No, I have to agree with you. Sherry cask, 19. But not knowing how globally it was released. Whiskey Pilgrim, I have Is that one in a kind of this color, like a not as gray as this, more silvery, flat, not shiny, not a shinier bottle. We have a whole bunch of that type of stuff here. They call it the Exploration. I have quite a few Brookladdies in my collection. I do not believe I've tried that one. One of the ones I do have that I thought was quite good is called X4. The X4. 1905-25. I think that did exist. I believe I've seen that bottle. Am I at 199 now? Wow. I thought I was, last I looked was 197, and I didn't usually get a notice when you get somebody, so 2 people snuck in there without me knowing. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. I don't have that Whiskey Pilgrim. What I do have, and what I was thinking about, is these here. This would be a 1991 21-year-old was what these bottles look like. It is a single cask. How do they call that? Cask Evolution Exploration. So this is Rivasaltis cask. That's an additional cask, and the bourbon is the first. There's only 169 bottles of it, so they're kind of neat to have that way. 200, delicious. It is, but I'm drinking this right now, my friend. I'm drinking this Brookladdy. I opened this up, I don't know, 3 months ago. Beer barley. We're gonna have to convert you, buddy, to a Scotch. We are. That bourbon's okay. And you've got lots of stuff to experiment with, just like we do here in Canada. I guess there's lots of different whiskeys, but there is a complexity with single malts. There is. Just popped in to say, I can't chat, too much work to come up. Okay, Loch Ness. I think I saw that and read it already. I just saw your live stream of the Glenmorangie night. Glenmorangie. Yeah, you know what? I think it's going to be almost $700 where I'm from. Do I think it's there? Nah, I don't know. $680 is what I think they said it's going to retail for. If I can get a little less than that, I might get it. It's the 89. I think that would be more impressive. And I didn't have to pay for my tickets. It was a free event. The 1989 would have been more impressive had I been able to get it. So for some reason, they did not actually have it there. Josh. Not converting, but happy to join. Well, you can't. Yeah, I don't know if I'd say converting. You're more than welcome to join, my friend. Yes. Go ahead. If Swami falls below 1,000 subs during his vacation, he would lose his mind. I think I was up to where I'm at now, and I went down 4 or 5, and I slowly came back up. People are going to do that. I don't know. I kind of like Food Quig's thing. And he's like, I don't give a whatever. And he's been doing this for years, man. So whatever. There are lots of techniques and lots of things, and there are people that study YouTube more than they study whiskey. and they do successfully better than many people. George just shut the office door. Meeting time. Does that mean George is having a meeting like on the phone, Amy? That's good. Keep the door shut. Get the work done. Make the money to buy more whiskey. Yeah. You know what? You can do a little bit of research. There are people out there that have less subs and they are making a good living off of YouTube without having a million subs. It's just a different perspective. That's it. Right. That's all it is. John from Blind Whiskey Reviews just put out a new video. Ah, shoot. I lost the tag on it here, but it'll come up. On Henry McKenna, 10-year-old. You know what? I saw that bottle up here and I didn't buy it. Oops. Yeah, we'll have to watch that review if any of you guys see him. You've got me on mute right now and it sounds much better. Why? What does that mean? Because I was talking about whiskey? Sorry, guys. I don't know what Scott's saying there. I like being on mute. I talk too much, maybe. Sorry, meeting. Laugh out loud. Sorry, meeting. Yo, busting my balls. I do that all the time. I should be used to get or be prepared to get it back, eh, Scott? Oh, well. It is almost bedtime for me. The sun's bright. The sun is out in my nice little hotel room here. The sun's all out. The TV's blaring, but I don't listen to the TV. The light's coming through there. Thank God they've got some good curtains on that thing. Block it all out. I don't think you're much of a ball buster compared to the other guys, buddy, and especially the crew I work with. You don't talk too much, Amy. Yeah, you can. You can try. I work with people that are brutal. Brutal, Scott. Okay? Just so you know, I am tame here, but when I have to go to work, I have to deal with people that there is no border, there is no line to cross. If you say there's a line to cross, they immediately cross over it. No, this whole entire hotel, every room comes with 2 beds. So I just jump back and forth. I make them make the beds. Actually, I haven't had a maid come to this room because I'm on night shift. So thanks for reminding me though to put up the do not disturb sign. Nothing worse than being on night shift and getting woken up 2 hours into your sleep. Amy, I've got to figure out if I can do that. It will make Julia upset, but there's a trip I could go on to Scotland in October. Oddly enough, it comes back the same day that the STDs thing is on in Wichita. I don't know if I could figure out a way to end up there. They would sample the scotch. Oh, if they came in? No. Well, maybe. I have some unopened stuff in a box because I bought it in Alberta and I didn't want to miss out on it. I bought a nice, I'll show you guys later tomorrow. Couple things we got from the US, a couple Macallans that are going to prove why I boycott Macallans most of the time, because of the fact that they sell it for a higher alcohol by volume in the States. So anyway, I should go to sleep. My dram is almost done. Yes, I know you were joking there. I sound serious right now, don't I? That's why Scott muted me. Don't you have some insurance claims or something to do, Scott? Ballbuster. Anyway, Amy, Scott, Go Habs, Josh, Whiskey Pilgrim, whoever's in here, thank you very much for joining me. Before I go to sleep, it is time to make sure I'm all ready to go in the morning. Maybe read a little bit about sherry cask and the whiskey industry, which will probably make me go to sleep faster than this whiskey. Thank you for the company, Josh. Appreciate it. You guys all have a good one. Solanche and sweet dreams.